So really quick, last part of this course is going to focus on creating an abstract. After you run the data on the Colombian Civil War, you're going to act as if it's going to be a peer-reviewed article. That is, it's going to be in a journal, etc. So what I think of writing in it is, first of all, it's unique. So you have this unique data set that no one else has. So, as Farron, which is part of what this class is about, he made the argument, since governments and guerrillas deploy such different capabilities, it's difficult to measure these kinds of balances, but we kind of have a measurement here. So if the results is that there's no statistical significance between these different groups, we could conclude to a certain degree that they had equal capabilities. So you want to write in the abstract, first, what's this about, right? You want to say to yourself, what's the background of this? The Colombian Civil War is Latin America's longest civil war. We got access, or, I'm going to use to test some theories on the length of civil wars and incorporate, your findings into this abstract, and then interpret the findings. Basically, say, this means that there is or isn't a significance between the different groups, and then, what does that mean? So, if there's no significance between these different groups, which we're going to go over, we can conclude that there were, to a certain extent, equal capabilities. So your abstract, you want it 4 or 5, it could be 6 sentences long, but it's basically, in a nutshell, right? A section that defines what this article is about. But it also offers, a shiny window into the results of your study. So, the abstract kind of, is a short synopsis of everything here, but you also want to stress why this is such a unique study, how this fills the gap in other literature. So after you read that Farron article, I'm going to put up some more examples of abstracts. Read Farron's abstract. You want to basically stress what this study or your findings through, your statistical analysis. First you run the data, then we can do more tests, right? Tells us, and why this is very important for understanding, conflict and national security. So, we're going to do it through a discussion board. It's going to be worth a few points. And, then you can comment on other people's, what do you think they did right? What do you think they did wrong, etc. So you're going to write an abstract on the results of this data set that we ran on the guerrilla war. And then, make sure you capture other things. Like at the beginning, this is I can't stress enough, this is Latin America's, longest civil war. This is a unique opportunity, a case study to see why it lasted so long, and then you can go into how, well, if the results were, there was no significance between these different groups, then we can come to the conclusion that it lasted so long because they had equal capabilities. This is important for the literature on, conflict, because it shows us that equal capabilities, one group not being able to destroy another, can sometimes create a stalemate, which makes the war last longer. And this contributes to the literature in a certain way, and then you can write on that. This fills a gap in the literature because it's never been done. And this is a very unique case study, and this is a very unique data set that I think there's not that many of these, and we have to give the people who collected this data a strong support because they did an amazing job. And as this person at a university in Columbia says, the only way to live is to fight. So I took this picture at a university in Colombia. I mean, does this then create and perpetuate and legitimize continued violence, which even makes it last long, which is another study. So, this is going to be a great abstract, as if you're writing a peer review um, to create. Thanks everyone for listening to me and all these lectures, and I really appreciate you taking this class. And I did post something on how you would put this on your resume, also about the importance of this for a letter of recommendation, etc. Take care, everyone.